Welcome back to Fresh Folks. I'm Julie Dilorenzo, your host for this segment, and we're going to be talking about eating locally, eating some fresh produce. Of course, this segment is brought to you by Elkhart County Living Magazine, and we're going to talk a little bit later about the magazine and some of the articles you can look forward to seeing in there. One of the articles that is featured in the magazine that's out right now is about eating from local gardens, local farmers, and we're joined by Rhonda DeCare, and she's from the Elkhart County Environmental Center. Is that correct?
That's right.
And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things I read in the article. I'm amazed at how far our food travels just to get to our tables.
That's right. The average ingredient travels about 1,500 miles to get to your plate.
And is that just thinking more about beef, produce, our dairy products, or anything?
Well, that's anything, and it's an average. So, some things might come 10 miles and some things might come 3,000 miles. So it's definitely an average.
Well, we're here at Sweet Corn Charlie's right here on US 33 in Dunlap area, kind of across from the Meyer area, and they're open every summer into the fall, providing wonderful produce to the local people. And I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to eat locally. I've got a wonderful looking pepper here in my hands, but it's just so fresh and so good. And talk about how it actually saves on the environment.
Definitely. When we purchase local food, we support our local farmers, which means that food has to travel less, so that's less emissions from vehicles. And sometimes less pesticides and herbicides because it's fresher, so the farmers don't need to inject it with some of those things that preserve it. So it's actually better for you as well as the environment.
I would think that the price is probably comparable, if not a little bit less as well.
Exactly. I mean, I've seen some places this summer with potatoes 50 cents a pound, so it's just amazing how much cheaper it can be.
Well, there is actually a name for people who take pride in shopping locally for the fresh produce, and they're called locavores.
That's right. There is a movement. There are some people throughout the United States that are calling themselves locavores, and there's a movement to purchase as much of their food as possible from within a 100-mile destination. And we're pretty lucky because we can do that here in northern Indiana.
It's a great place for fresh produce, and there's lots of locations for Sweet Corn Charlie, but I know you can travel to the Napanee area on some of the country roads and just see the produce that's on the side of the road for sale. So there's no excuse why we couldn't buy locally from our farmers.
That's correct. And even in the midst of winter, we can do the same as well. We have a lot of farmers here that raise their own cattle, and you can buy local beef and organic meats. So even when you go beyond the fruits and vegetables, thinking of the dairy products and the meats, we're very fortunate.
Well, I agree. And so folks, listen, just go out to your local farmers, go to your local fruit stands as a Sweet Corn Charlie might be, and look at the local produce and take a bite out of something really good. The produce is absolutely gorgeous. We do want to mention, of course, the article about eating green, eating locally, is in the new Elkhart County Living Magazine. Featured in this as well as a calendar of things that you can do. There's things on knitting, things on ATVs, all sorts of things. This is a bi-monthly magazine, and right now we're looking at the August-September issue. If you'd like to order the magazine, you can go to our website, and there'll be a link there on how you can get the magazine. So I think it's out on a lot of newsstands as well. So don't miss out on picking up this new magazine that's been very popular locally. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back in a moment after this short message.